Okay, this is test 2. Going to try recording off my computer's camera as opposed to my phone camera to see if it comes out in landscape. Someone in the comments pointed out that the video was not in landscape, even though when I uploaded it, I flipped it to landscape. That's my bad. Thank you for letting me know. Alright, give this a good couple of shuffles. We'll split the deck. Let's see what we got. Cavern of Souls, Exotic Orchard, Imperial Seal, Lotus Petal, A Pact, Celine's, Born Upon a Wind. So, Imperial Seal's nice. We have a way that something can't be countered for Oracle, but more importantly, 1, 2, and then 3, but this is colorless. Seal, Celine's. No advancement, but a way to breach with everything having flash. This is a hand that's looking like, if I knew everyone was going mid-range and no one was trying to turbo out, I'd probably keep this hand. Because worst case scenario, like worst case scenario, turn 2, turn 3, I try to go for a win. Let's see what I would draw. Alright, Grand Abolisher. So turn 1, Exotic Orchard, play Lotus Petal. Yeah, do that. Keep this all in hand, right? Let's keep everything visible. So play this, pass. Oh, this is sorcery, actually, I'm an idiot. So tap that, we'd put, I guess, Intuition on top. This way we can Intuition turn 2, if it gets to turn 2. This will be Intuition, draw, play our land, tap, crack. Now we have something in the grave. With this in the grave, Intuition's now in the grave. We'd grab a LED, Breach, and Brain Freeze. They'd probably hand us Brain Freeze. Actually, instead of Brain Freeze, is there a way that I could get more mana? I'm not going to have a creature out. Oof. Probably not. So, I'd have Breach, LED, and then Brain Freeze in hand. This would get shuffled, so we'll just split the deck. If it makes it to me again, draw for a tutor, that's good. I see it being turn 3 or turn 4 push. Probably turn 4, because with Pact Negation being my only counter, I'm gonna want to either get Grand Abolisher out and to threaten board state, or not at all. Let's go to second 7 and see how better that hand could be. The hand before is a mid-game or mid-range hand. There was kind of a line there. Obviously, turn 4, turn 5, someone's pushing to win. So very mid-range, right? If there was mana advancement in that hand, I would say significantly better. Let's split the deck. See what we get. This is if we went to second 7. Flare, Dragon Rage, Volcanic, Esper, Smothering, a Marsh, and a use Underground Sea. So already we have good mana. Esper Sentinel's great. We have mana to use Dragon, and we have a Flare. I think turn 1 is actually looking like play a Volcanic. Well, first let's draw, I guess, right? Doesn't matter. So play Volcanic, cast Dragon Rage Chandler, and then pass, so that if someone goes to tutor, I'll just Flare. Let's pretend, someone does, I guess, tutor something out, right? So we sack this. Let's look at what we have in hand, right? So I can always search for a plains or a swamp, which means Smothering Tide could be active if I get fast mana, right? But I need white, so this would end up being white, but then I only have blue-red, so I can't get Smothering Tides out. I could tutor out. Oh, perfect. Yeah, Mana Volt. Lol. Tutor out Mana Volt to hand, right? Now I'm looking at a draw, untap, play, tap, sack for a plains, tap Volcanic for a Mana Volt, tap Mana Volt and my plains for a Smothering Tide. And then from there, I would pass, people would draw, I would then have mana. By the time it gets to my turn, 3 mana would already be there. So I could flash in Valley Floodcaller. If I wanted to crack all my treasures, untap, draw. And then from there, I could just start playing pretty much anything and everything. Or if I don't want to do Valley, wait for my turn, crack the treasures I've accumulated, probably play Tinma, maybe Crom at this point, but I play Tinma, I play Esper, I have Mind Break and Cavern if I ever get to it, but that's a good mid-range start. Like, that's very solid, a lot of draw. Let's pretend that hand was bad, right? Let's go and see what 6 would be like. Personally, I don't mind going down to 6. I don't mind going down to 5. 5 can be good. For Blue Farm, Mulligan to 5 is not bad. If this was playing Rogsai, I would say Mulligan until you can turbo Suicide. Because Adna is what Rog wants. Let's split the deck. Split the deck. So now this is 6. So that means we have to pitch a card. Alright, well, this is a no-brainer. We have Underground Sea for Vampiric Tutor to get Breach. We have Grinding Station, Lotus Petal to Grinding Station until we get Brain Freeze and until we just Oracle ourselves. So I would just pitch Virgie, keep Force. In case people don't know, it's a Force of Negation. So it's this card here. But yeah, this is a no-brainer kind of hand. Play this, pass. Before my next upkeep, Vampiric Tutor, grabbing Underworld Breach, untap. I now have Underworld Breach, play my land. I don't need to breach yet, so I'll tap 2, play Grinding Station. Pass, and then things really start turn 3. Because untap, we'll split the decks for represent shuffling, figure out what we get. Tainted Pact. This is Underworld Breach, remember that. So we have Tainted Pact, Force Negation, and Underworld Breach. We can now tap 2 to, well actually I don't have, yeah I will, to play Breach. I can sack LED to mill 3. There's a Memnite. I then have to remove 3 to discard 3. Maybe I should wait a turn and not be dumb. I guess not having more cards in the graveyard makes this a bad hand, actually. I didn't even think of that. Well, not a bad hand, but a slower mid-range hand. Because I'd have to remove 3 to recast, right? And then I'd have to sack it again, mill 3. And then I guess I rinse repeat, but if I run into brain freeze here, I'm just doomed. Well, let's play it out. Let's see if I killed myself or not, shall we? Because no matter how I look at it, I can't sack for mana. I mill 3 here because of this. Remove 3, play 3. And then from here, I switch it out. Cast Lion's Eye Diamond, banishing these 3. What could make me... This is again Underworld Breach. What could make me get draw here to discard? Because if I can have a hand... Oh, this is in my hand, that's right. So I have nothing worth casting. So let's sack LED again. Breach. There's Adnaz, Mockingbird, and Flare. And I guess... Oh yeah, and since I sacked LED, so bringing it back would bring these back. There's really no loop. I think I should have waited till I had one more card engrave. Although I do have Vampiric Tutor engrave. Forgot about that. So, because Vampiric Tutor is going to be engrave. So I have one other card to swap out. I'm not retarded. So now, if I sacked LED for 3 mana, I could cast something. Did I have something in here worth casting that I passed up? Wheel. I did. So at some point, the Vampiric Tutor that I had, I would have left for Wheel. Then I should have just sacked LED, discarding my hand. No, because I'd still be one card short, right? Because in order to escape this, I have to remove these three, which will brick me. Although, because this is now tapped too, because, oh no, I sacked LED to discard my hand. So I could tap and sack this now to mill 3, because I can sack myself. Mayhem Devils, Smothering Tides, and Deflecting Swat. This would still be Breach, remember that. I have my mana, so I can, from LED, I can remove these 3 to cast Wheel of Fortune. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So a Pact, Swan Song, a Silence, and some land. This is now in the grave. I can then get rid of 3 to recast LED, to sack and discard my hand. For, I don't care, 3 blue mana. Getting rid of 3 to recast. Grinding Station, when Grinding Station comes in, do I just sack and tap Grinding Station to mill 3 more, since I already have LED chilling? Because if I have Breach this, now I can just endless mill 3 until... Because right now I have 1 blue, right? Because I net 1 blue. So I could... I'll need to bring this, and then I'll have 1. I think at this point, no matter what I do, I'll have Thassa's Oracle at the end. I just have to mill out my deck. So I would just keep... Oh no, because this requires mana. So I have to do it this way. Discard or remove 3, breach out LED, sack LED to Grinding Station, pop 3. Oh, cool. There it is. Remove these 3, or at this point, yeah, remove these 3, cast, sack again, mill 3, and just rinse repeat until this is Oracle. Then mill the 3 with this here. Actually, I guess until this is Brain Freeze, because I have to set Grinding Station to itself to mill the 3 out, so that I can then cast Brain Freeze on myself to net more cards, and then I can play Oracle off Lion's Eye Diamond. Sorry, I haven't breached, or I haven't used Grinding Station like that in quite some time. As I shuffle my Force Negation. So yeah, as long as people don't interact there, you're pretty much set. Grinding Station is like the turbo Brain Freeze, so it's not as safe as using like the normal Breach combo. but it is what it is. Let's say we went to 5. 4 plus 3. Valley Floodcaller, Arcane Signet, Underground Sea, Tataru Taru, Heuristic Study, Ad Nauseam, and a Force of Negation. This is a pitch. This is horrible. This is a go to 5. That's what that is. This is a sad game, because we would get rid of... There's no way we're getting Ad Naus off, right? There's just no way. Valley Floodcaller ain't doing nothing for us. This is what we'd have to keep. And then a mirror. That's sad. Because, like, turn 1, Underground Sea, and just sit and cry. Oh, thank goodness. Starting 2, starting... if someone has a draw engine out, I'd probably think Tataru is the way to go. But if they don't have a draw engine out, and it's going kind of slow, I would Signet, so that on my turn 3, I can... I want to keep Force of Negation. I guess Imprint, Chrome Mox, tapping these 3 to play Heuristic Study. Leave 1 mana open so that you look threatening, even though not, and we don't even have an extra blue card for Force. I guess depending on board state, I could argue Taru, but Heuristic Study, like boards, people are going to be doing stuff, and you're going to want cards. Yeah. Yeah. Well, again, if I saw that as my 5, I'd probably just mulligan to 4. Ugh. Same time, Heuristic Study, not bad. Let's see what it would be like if we went to 4. I will argue mulliganing to 4 is normally, depending on, if you're 4th seat and you're mulliganing to 4, you're not going to enjoy the game. But doesn't mean you instantly lose. So let's see what happens here, right? We have a Plateau, a Mockingbird, Arid Mesa, a Flare, a Flooded, a Manavolt, and a Calling the Weak. Well, we can already copy someone's Esper, which is nice. So let's keep a Arid Mesa and a Flooded Strand to fill our graveyards. A Mockingbird. And I don't think we're going to Flare anytime soon. I'm thinking Calling the Weak in case I get a sneaky Adnaz. Because I can get 4, 5 mana. So that's my 4. These would get pitched, a draw, Tarnished Citadel, could be worse, tap crack Underground Sea, copy someone's stuff, if it's an Esper. If it's not an Esper Sentinel, I hate you. Um, but yeah, I would do that. It's not bad. Is it better than a turn 3 or so Ristic? Not sure. But then we'll have Force of Will, an Adawada, and a Flusterstorm. So we'll have Stall. We'll have mana. Depending on what seat we're in, it's not horrible. Now, if there's any hand that you guys disagree with, please let me know. If there's a different deck you'd want to see, let me know. I'm going to try to have a few friends play games and do like 4-player pods and stuff like that. That's if I can get that all set up, but you know, people work. See, Intuition, Fish, Tataru, Red Elemental. This is a good starting hand. This is a nice start. I like this starting hand. So let's starting town, turn 1 fish. Right? We'll leave breach there. I guess we should draw for turn. It's a voice of victory. And then it's safe to assume if I'm seat 1, someone will feed 1 card because people are bad, right? So it's a Spire of Industry. So makes it back to my turn. See what I got. Gotta ask myself, you know, am I trying to pump out a win right this second? No, I am not. I am going to feed my fish. I'm going to draw. I have a Fellwar Stone. It is what it is. I'm going to play an Exotic Orchard, and I'm going to pass. Nice, calm, respectful, seat 1 fish. Alright, at this point, people feed 2 cards. They always do. Verdant Catacomb, Final Fortune, untap draw, a Diabolic Intent. So this is my hand. I will have to discard down to size. I would not be feeding fish. Fish can die. Thinking Verdant Catacombs, tapping and sacking for a Underground Sea. I could try to ramp, or I can just play Intuition on the next person's turn and see what happens. I guess I would pass, holding all of my actually, it depends here, right? Because this is turn 3. If board state dictates no one's going for a win, I would argue tapping, I guess this doesn't matter for Fellwar Stone, and then tapping Fellwar Stone and Orchid for Voice of Victory. Or even Taru, and then Voice of Victory next time, because then you're only down 1 mana and you're not giving away what you're trying to do. Or oh, I don't have red. I was gonna say Final Fortune into Nah. I think that's the play. Tap, tap, this. Or tap, tap, this, tap, tap, this. Now I have a protected win. If people don't go for me, even though I have no mana open now and I'm kind of left myself open, if it makes it back to my turn and Voice of Victory is not dead, it's a silence. If anyone doesn't know, pretty good card. It's a flip card. It also has a silence. It's not focusing. Well, I tried. It's called Flame Scroll. Um, you look it up. It's pretty good. So I would draw that. People can't counter me. I would tap 3. I guess I should play a land for turn because that's smart. Spire of Industry. Tap this for colorless, and Underground Sea for blue to cast Intuition. We'll grab 3 cards. Think we definitely need Lion's Eye Diamond. Definitely need Brain Freeze. And what would be a card that, because we have enough for Underworld Breach. So no matter what, we're casting that. What's one thing we wouldn't mind having in our graveyard, right? Like maybe a Mindbreak Trap. So if somebody comes at me, oh, they can't. I have Voice of Victory, so it doesn't even matter. Well, there you go. No matter what they give me Tutor. These go to grave. Oh, it goes to grave. Didn't I have another mana? No. Oh, Intuition goes to grave. I'm gonna cast Breach, this and this. Cast Underworld Breach. That's in my hand, but I'm going to pull these 3 to cast Lion's Eye Diamond. So these are removed from play. Crack Lion's Eye Diamond for 3 blue. Dumping my hand. And you guys know the rest. Rinse, repeat, brain freeze. Do what you gotta do. So, not bad. If you would have played it different, let me know.